Good evening, everybody, and welcome to SAFC Fan TV and another edition of the Sunday Bunch with myself, Sean Middleton. On the panel tonight, we have Dino Elgar, we have Jacob Kirkbride, we have The Man Mistake, we have Michael Bowers, and also we have Conrad Lee. Also, we're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Just please, if you can, it doesn't take more than 2 minutes. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost a penny. So please subscribe to our channel. And also, there's a couple of competitions. Was one underway at the minute, and that's to win either the home or the away shirt. So go on the Twitter page. Make sure you're subscribed. Prove that you subscribe to the YouTube channel and tag 4 people in, and then you're in the draw for that prize. Anyway, first of all, Saturday at 12:40, Sunderland made an announcement. It was the Sunderland AFC have confirmed the appointment of Lee Johnson as head coach. He has also signed a 2.5-year deal, and obviously he was in charge of the game versus Wigan. Dino, we'll get to this first because obviously normally we'll go to the games and get your points on the game, but obviously it's a big announcement. The manager, Lee Johnson. What's your thoughts? First of all, on the appointment of Lee Johnson.
I don't know if I don't know if it's inspiring or uninspiring because he wouldn't have been my first choice. I mean, he came out of nowhere really. Like, he wasn't linked, and then all of a sudden he was favourite. And like, I don't know much about him. I know he came from Bristol City, which is good because Bristol City are a championship team. They're a stable championship team.
Yeah.
But like, it wasn't like. It didn't hit there. It was like, yes, we've got this bloke. It was just like, there's got to be. We must have got him because he's either cheap, because obviously Winard Donald likes to save a bit of money. But you know, he has got me back, and I hope he does well. It was with Parkinson. I wanted Parkinson to do well, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
I just hope he changes things, and as we've seen on the game, he did change things. So that's a positive start in my opinion for what he did for the game. But it wasn't my first choice like it wasn't Parkinson. But we've got to take it, and I'm hoping he does something with his team. So that's all I've got to say. But good luck to him.
Thanks for that, Dino. Before I come to you, Jacob, I'll just go to the live chat. Just have a couple of shout-outs in there. Acacia Cameron Jude, as always. Evening, lads. Clayton Edwards, who's a big fan of the show, he's in there as well. Keeves G, even lads. Kevin Gill, even lads. Reese Vlogs, even lads. John 84, Johnson out. How Matthew Little, evening. Andrew Robbins, McGeady's free, good appointment. Jacob's there commenting in there already as well. Anyway, I'm just wanting to get to the
analogy, Sean.
I want to go up his win ratio as well, Jacob, before I come to you about the appointment. At Oldham, he obviously managed 103 games, winning 36, drawing 32, losing 35 with a win ratio of 35%. He was at Barnsley from 2015 to 2016. Managing 51 games, winning 20, drawing 13, losing 18, with a win ratio of 39.2%. And obviously Bristol City, where he did a pretty good job because he turned from relegation side to a potential automatics and playoff side. From the 6th of February 2016 to the 4th of July 2020, he managed 217 games, winning 84, drawing 54, losing 79, with a win ratio of 38.7%. Jacob, Lee Johnson, 39-year-old. Do you think this guy is the man to get us out this division?
I can understand people will comment on social media saying they're worried about his lack of experience, but I always back young managers to do well. 39 years of age. He's also got a head coach role, so he's working with the new director of football, Christian Speakman. The job he did at Bristol when he first took over there, they were in a relegation scrap at the bottom of the Championship, got them into a decent attacking side to the period when he eventually left. But overall, I think it's a good appointment with the direction the club are trying to take, in terms of they want someone who's going to be in charge of the recruitment, and they want a young manager in who is going to do all the best he can to get the best out of particularly a lot of youth players at the club. That's how I see this appointment going. and the direction the club want to take. Will he do well? Only time will tell. I mean, it all depends on how much backing he gets. But at the same time, have we made this appointment knowing that whoever gets brought in, it's now going to be down to him to work with what he currently gets from the director of football and the head of recruitment, because he's not technically making all of the signings. Decent young manager. I am relatively happy. I'll give him the full backing. But when you have comments on social media, fans saying, "Oh no, he wasn't my first choice. I wanted Nigel Pearson or like the likes of Sam Allardyce to come back, or even Eddie Howe." Be honest with yourselves here. Were they ever going to come? Why would they drop down into League One? It's just
good point, Jacob. Good point.
Too much ambition. Just
Jacob, I wasn't one of them people. I was realistic.
You weren't, Dino, son.
I was like Stendhal. I was like that kind of camp, Stendhal.
Stendhal was your first choice, wasn't it, Dino? And was it. Stendhal was a young manager, like Lee Johnson. So it's going to be a long rebuilding project with Lee Johnson, working with the new director of football and whoever this new head of recruitment is, who apparently is coming in next week. So relatively happy.
Cheers, that Jacob. The man mistake, I'll just come to you in a second. Also, in the live chat, if you could just give us, hit the like button, give us the thumbs up if you like what we do. If you don't like what we do, give us the thumbs down. But, try and learn to like us if you can. That'd be much appreciated.
Hang on, there's the thumbs down option. Right.
Right, I'm just got the live chat. Steve Flounders says, "Hi, lads. Hope all is well." The Max Leah Johnson said, "The new one is appointed Johnson, not Donald." Andrea Robbins, "I'll be your Paul Heyman, Conrad." David Waller, "Hi, lads." Clinton Edwards says, "Conrad, you don't look as tired tonight."
I had 2 days off, mate, so I'm a bit more well rested.
You've been drinking some of these babies, haven't you?
It's not that normally when I do the live streams or the other shows, I've been at work for like 9 hours and then I'm like, hello. But I've had 2 days off, so I'm all right.
Right, anyway, the man mistake. Lee Johnson, 39-year-old. His win ratio's not too bad. He done well in the championship with Bristol City. Is it a good appointment, mate?
Right. Last time we got a manager in was Phil Parkinson. Nobody expected Phil Parkinson. So why did we all expect someone to come in who we all wanted to come in? Lee Johnson, for me, is a young, ambitious man. He's been to 3 separate clubs and he's left the clubs in a better position than he first took over. Oldham were in the relegation battle. He kept them up into the League Two, I think it was. Barnsley were in a relegation battle or whatever it was, got them up again, kept them in a decent place. They were teetering with the playoffs when he got took to Bristol City.
Yeah.
Bristol City, 4 years there, did a good job, beat Manchester United, got the final AFL Cup. And again, they were thereabouts for the playoffs. Have they ever been in the Premier League, Bristol City? I can't remember them. Have you? No. So it's a hard job to get those into the Premier League. So for me, young, ambitious lad. I've watched some of his videos online, talks the talk, very intelligent. I say he's always come away from a club. He's won more games than he's lost. Now, when he was appointed manager, I thought, I'll have a look at this bloke. And I did like him at Bristol City. I remember watching a few matches. He was very passionate on the touchline. I remember getting hold of that ball boy, took him up in the air, carrying him around. I like to see a bit of passion on the touchline. Yeah. Was it too soon to take over the first match yesterday? Probably for me. I would rather be I'd rather be in the crowd watching, or in the stand watching. But he probably thought, we're playing against Wigan. Surely my new team, isn't that bad that Wigan can come and beat us. But you know the way it is with Sunderland. We in the darkest days of our football I've seen for years. And Wigan, they had one shot and they scored, one fatal mistake. So Lee Johnson, end of the day, he's got a massive job in his hands. And his interview after the match yesterday, I was really impressed with it. He sort of said exactly what we all were thinking for the last 6 months, where Phil Parkinson alluded to pick out on it. Phil Parkinson would talk to the wall as he was talking to the interviewer and make up all his shite that were playing fantastic football. Lee Johnson come in and said exactly how it is, which I like about it. I like a bit of honesty about the bloke. So well done, Lee.
Well said, my mistake. Obviously, we're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers, so please subscribe to our channel. The competition on Twitter, with Conrad sorting out the chance to win either the home or the away shirt of your choice. It'll be drawn out next Saturday that'll end next Saturday, and then next Sunday we'll draw the winner out. And whoever wins, it's their choice whether they want the home or the away shirt. So please subscribe to the channel, showing you've subscribed, do a screenshot, put it in the on the Twitter page, tag 4 friends in, and you in the chance to win one of the tops. Anyway, back to the live chat, and I'll come to you, Michael, next mate. Matthew Little says he's known for a 4-4-2 football as well, and that's what we need. Back to basics, not the daft. I'm kind of saying the words. Kieran Gill says he plays attacking football. As we fully says, up by Easter, Andrew Robbins. Stephen Flams again. Priorities next 6 months to get promoted. Major shareholder, a billionaire, pay the money to give yourselves the best chance to go up, which in my view would have been Pearson or Cook. All right. Glyn Jones, more points to come. I think there's a few jobs to be filled, isn't there? Clayton Edwards says, I love the Orlando shirt, Conrad, with love hearts in his eyes. Likes your shirt, Conrad. Anyway, Mr. Michael Bowers, Lee Johnson. I mean, we talked about this on Friday, me, you and Dave Lawrence, didn't we, when we've done the Zoom chatting. I think, me personally, I think it's a good decision to appoint him. I think he's young, hungry. He plays some good football. What's your opinions of the appointment of Lee Johnson?
I think that with the idea that we are changing direction with Speakman being probably sporting director, we're basically going down the sporting director / director of football and head coach model. With that in mind, then, Lee Johnson, especially given what league we're in, is probably the best we could have got in that sense. And although I think it didn't end as great again at Bristol City as it would have been liked, I could be wrong, but I've seen a few Bristol City fans. They said he deserved to lose his job at the end. But in general, he's took them from
second from bottom
to potential promotion pushers, and doing that while at the same time getting players in on a good deal, developing them and selling them for a huge profit, which also can help keep the club sustainable, because us, like Bristol City, won't have parachute money and won't have any money coming from the Premier League. I know there's this bailout money, but apparently I think that's going between everybody. So, you're not going to get much there. In that sense, I'm quite happy with the appointment. And again, like Terry said, his post-match interview struck volumes, because I think he hit the right notes with what he needed to say. And as much as I've said in the past, I'm bored of people going on about pace all the time. It's evident we could do with some more pace in the team. And it was pace and power, the two words I think he mentioned. And he's not. What does that say about Jack Ross and Phil Parkinson? If Lee Johnson has to watch one game, has noticed that. Well, Parkinson, Ross, you have watched probably well over 60, probably well over however many games between years, and you seem to have not noticed it. Parkinson especially baffles me that. But in saying that, yes, we've got to make sure that we're sustainable, because we haven't got any Premiership money, Premier League money anymore, any parachute money, and this is the way forward, unfortunately, in that sense. But I'm happy with the appointment of Lee Johnson.
Jacob, I know you're trying again, but Dino, you were first, so we're trying again, then.
I just want to, because everyone says he's done this at Bristol. Let's make it clear, we are not Bristol. Just because he's done stuff at Bristol doesn't mean he's going to do it with us. I mean, we had the same with Parkinson. Parkinson done well with Bolton. He made them defensively sound and all that. He didn't replicate it. So let's not get hopes up he's going to do the same for us. It's going to take time. Let's be fair. The squad is quite poor at the minute. We're playing low confidence. So I just want to let Michael know, just let's not get hopes up that he's going to do exactly what he done for Bristol, because it doesn't always work that way.
Jacob, Mike, I'll come to you next before Jacob.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say the main difference with Lee Johnson is, though, he shows a little bit more ambition than what Phil Parkinson did in terms of his tactics. He does like to play attacking football, and also he's a younger manager as well. I think that can help connect with the players a little bit more. I don't know what you guys, do you think it was a little bit weird how the appointment was announced at midday yesterday and then he's on the touchline for the game a few hours later? I don't know. There was something not right. For me, his job properly starts for me on Monday. I don't care what the news headlines saying that he was appointed at. What I think the frustrating thing is, going into the future, we'll look back on this. It will be all over. Was it the internet? If you do your research, his first game in charge will be a 1-0 defeat to Wigan. No, for me, has he worked with these players at all?
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, it should have been Andrew Taylor all the way. Andrew Taylor should have picked the team like yesterday. Pick the team, pick the formation, and then Monday morning, as you say, Lee Johnson, get them on the training pitch and start afresh Monday. Michael, do you want to be in there then, Terry? Michael?
Yeah, as Dino said, yeah, it is absolutely right that just because he did it at Bristol City doesn't mean he doesn't do it at Sunderland. But just because Phil Parkinson didn't replicate what he did doesn't mean doesn't automatically mean Lee Johnson won't either. So I think the main points that I was going to make was that in the context of the league that we're in, and again in the context that Lee Johnson has worked under this head coach model before, I think it is the best that we could have. I think it is the best that we could have hoped for in that sense. We're under no illusions. Like I said, I think that the aim still is got to be to get promoted. There's no getting away from it. But once we get into the championship, well, hypothetically say we somehow get promotion this season, and say that in the championship, I mean either league, to be honest, he's got he's the good thing that he can do. What I've seen at Bristol City, one of his main strengths was identifying good players, good prices, get them through, develop them, and sell them on for a huge profit. And it's not just once or twice he's done that. He's done that repeatedly over the years at Bristol City. The point I was getting at was that unfortunately we're probably going to have to do that to get money into the club and get ourselves sustainable. As much as I don't like the idea, we're going to have to become a selling club in order to get money, because we need to keep ourselves on the ground. We can't just rely on owners to put money into the club.
Right, Conrad, I will come to you on that because you haven't had you seen this yet. Sorry, pal. Mama State, you want to be in there then Dino?
I just wanted to say, he's 39-year-old. He seems really sort of excitable, and he just wanted to get straight amongst it yesterday, see what the team was like, get amongst the players, in the touchline, in the dugout, see what the response was, and see how it could kind of affect them a little bit. I think he's learned quite a bit on his first day. He would have learned a lot from the players yesterday.
Good point. Dino, you want to be in there, mate? No? All right, sorry. Right. Anyway, come on. Sorry, Pat, I will come to you in a minute. I'll just go back to the live chat. Remember, if you're in the live chat, thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button and please subscribe to our channel. It doesn't cost a penny. It only takes a couple minutes to do. So please subscribe to our channel. We're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I think we're just past 4,500. So we're 500 away. But if we don't hit it, we'll give our all. But please subscribe to our channel. Hit the like button if you like us as well. Comment 2 seconds, let's go to the live chat. Chris Scott said he's been in the Rich Energy. I'm assuming he means Conrad. Clinton Edwards says the thing is, whatever manager you could have come in, would have had a tough job. It wasn't easy for anyone. David Jones says the Mama State Bows are everything a football fan is about. Top men. Thanks for that. Thanks for that, Dave Jones.
Thank you.
Glenn Jones says, good to see you, Michael. Top lad. Jacob Aviard. Lee Johnson did really well with Barnsley and Bristol City. And that's about it. Conrad, Lee Johnson got announced on Saturday at 12 o'clock, or just after 12 o'clock. What's your thoughts on the appointment of Lee Johnson, mate?
I think when I sort of after the sort of excitedness of Phil Parkinson going settled down on there, it was probably the best sort of appointment I think we were realistically going to get when you look at the alternatives they were looking at, like the Cowleys or Sol Campbell or Paul Cook. I thought I'd have taken Johnson just from, it's like I said a couple of times, being mid-table in the Championship at the moment is an absolute dream to be for Sunderland at the moment on there. And that's not thinking that we have a small club mentality. It's just out of everything we've gone through at the minute, I would kill to be just winning half the games, drawing half the games, and staying in the Championship at the moment.
With this current squad.
Yeah, just doing what Middlesbrough usually do. That's what they've done for years. They didn't go this far down. Do you know what I mean? I actually really liked him from deciding himself to take the game on Saturday. At first, I was a bit like, why has he done that? I'd have given myself time. But he said in all of his sort of interviews so far, he wants the players to be bold. He wants to be bold going forward. He wants to sort of be on the front foot. And what better way to come in and go, right, lads, I've been here 3 hours and I'm in charge now. This is how we're going to do it. And here's the team. This is what we're doing. I think they even said that McGeady was on the bench, and then he came in and went, no, he's playing.
Yeah, I saw that.
We're putting him on, and this is how we're going to do it. And you could see we did play differently. We had an intensity to the way we played, which hadn't been there in any of the games. Granted, a bit later on in the game, we started to sort of slip back into the old ways, but he's only been here 3 hours. It wasn't going to change straight away. And I just think I always thought good on him to jump straight in and just go, right, I'm going to try this from the touchline today. Let's see if we can get a result. Because it almost felt like if he hadn't have taken this game, was then it sort of almost admitting, well, look, I'll let them mess up today like they have been. That's another game we've not won and not had a chance of winning. Whereas he went in and went, no, we need to win this game. Like, let's try and get the best out of it that we can. And yeah, I respect him for it.
Yeah, thanks for that, Conrad. Let's go back to the live chat. David Wood says, all my friends are already subscribed. Thanks for that, David. Just spread the word if you can.
Buddy.
Much appreciated.
Get more
Things
friends.
Like tell your friends. If you work colleagues, tell everybody, spread the word. It's all good. Tommy says, spot on Dino. I've seen the early one. John Pempton, spot on Jacob. Bradley Young, hiya Sean. I think somebody said something about Wee Philly. We've
all fallen out with him. Yeah, we booted him off his own channel.
Yeah, that's it. It's his own fault.
Wee Philly's, as I've said before, he's just taking a break. He's obviously got family issues, and he will return. He's just, like you say, he's working late as well, and he's got family issues, but he will be back after my mistake.
Yeah, we fully messages earlier on. He says he wants to give a big shout out to Anthony Lee. He delivers parcels to this bloke, and the lad says, Anthony says he's a massive fan of the channel. He loves everybody on the channel. So hello, Anthony. Thanks for watching the show.
Hello, Anthony.
He just commented the exact same thing, actually, as well.
Yeah, he just come through.
Right, my opinion, quickly then we'll go to the game on Saturday. For me, I mean, the manager's what we're linked to. We'll talk about this last week as well. I mean, I think I was seeing, Pearson stroke Phillips. I think Pearson, come in and he'd sort them out. But was he ever linked? Did the club even approach him? I think there was one news report said that Pearson and Phillips imminent in the next 24 hours. I can't remember which source it was, but I was like, nah, no chance. He wasn't even linked really. Paul Cook was another one who I thought was, he's done well at Portsmouth, done well at Wigan. I wouldn't have been mad with that one. But the Cowleys, I wasn't feeling the Cowleys. You know what I mean, Conrad? You
should have seen him in the group chat. He was not having them.
In our WhatsApp group thing, I wasn't feeling Cowley like. But Conrad, he said he liked them. But
I wasn't massively keen on them. It was just I was arguing what their good points would be.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was just sort of giving that sort
of.
But
I think we had a good talk on Friday, and I think when we looked at about that, and I thought Bristol City, they played some good football, and I remember them. But I've said this a couple of times before when they played Man City in the League Cup. I think it was the first or second leg. They were absolutely unbelievable. They played Man City off the pitch, and I mean, there's not many teams you can see it can play Man City off the pitch. And I think Pep Guardiola praised Lee Johnson as well. He said he's a cracking manager. Do you know what I mean? But like I say, I think it's a good appointment. 2.5-year contract. I think I'm not going to say he's going to do a good job because I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to jinx it. But he invests in the youth. He will give the youth players a chance. He's got a certain style of play, 4-2-3-1. Good luck to him, and let's hope he can deliver promotion. That's all I want. Right. Anyway, Dano, the game yesterday. Sunderland nil, bottom of the table 10. Wigan, who haven't won in 14 games, won. I was looking at the stats earlier on. I mean, we haven't won a game in, I think it's 7 or 8 now. Wigan hadn't won in 14 games. They're currently and it's typical Sunderland. We end up getting beat. What you meant to the game yesterday, Dino?
Well, I'm sure my score predictions that I say is Wigan would do a snatch and grab and we're 1-0. I'm positive I said that on the Thursday show, which I was right because you could see it was going to come. I mean, we're not playing very well. We didn't know what was going on with the manager. We're low confidence, and Wigan are fighting for their lives. So when you put the two together, when there's a team fighting for their lives and a team with low confidence, Wigan would have been confident coming up here, saying we can nick one here. And obviously it come from a mistake by Bailey Wright, which is unfortunate because he's been one of our best performers this season. But defenders do have mistakes in them, and their player, I think he was called Joseph or something, latched onto it, and it was a really good finish. Lee Birch couldn't do nothing about it, to be fair, because obviously he wasn't expecting Bailey Wright to make a mistake like that.
Remy Matthews would have caught it and then dropped it into his net.
Yeah.
I was surprised I see McGeady in there.
Yeah.
My thoughts on McGeady, I think he's past it. I think he's one of them people who just want to get the ball, take everyone on and shoot, which I don't really like these days. But he's the only man who actually wants to take somebody on, because every other player on the team's scared to have a go at a player. And what I seen yesterday is players doing the basics, just doing like a winger, getting down the ball and crossing the ball in, and then go like that. I mean, like, when you're a winger, you want to either get down the byline, whip one in, or pull one back, or take your man on, have a shot. Or wingers just want to get down the line and cross it in, and when there's no one there, they go, well, I've done my job, I've crossed the ball, it's not my fault. They're not looking to pick anybody out, they're just looking to hit the ball in. I must admit, I don't like Scowen on corners because he doesn't beat the first man. That needs to change. Scowen is not a set-piece taker. It's as simple as that. Chris Maguire, I don't know what's happened to him. He's just not the same player we all remember him as. He gives the ball away constantly.
He's just shit. Sorry,
And
just had to
he's having a really bad time. He's having that dip in form he has every season where he just goes missing. I like the 4-3-3. I wasn't against it. I mean, it would have been nice to see someone else in centre midfield, like an Embleton or something, but he went with Ledbetter, Power, and Scowen, which is worse, but I would have liked to see Embleton there, or maybe a Dan Neil. But I know we peppered them. I know, obviously, it was all us, but that's the problem. It was all us. When it's really bad to say we dominated the game, but we didn't score. That's the problem. We cannot score a goal. I know Michael did say, keep a clean sheet, but we can't score. It's pointless. We'll just draw games like we did with Jack Ross, and we'll be in the same situation. We need to score goals. I want a team, if we concede one, we score two. Because at the minute, we can't keep a clean sheet, but we can't score a goal. So you've got to think, what would you rather have? More goals or more clean sheets and less goals? I'd rather have the more goals. If a team wants to score 2 against me, we go and score 4.
Good point, Dan. Good point. Yeah.
But it was a shambles. I did think Wigan were going to nick it, and that's the first score prediction I got right. And let's just hope Lee Johnson, is he Lee Johnson in it?
Lee Johnson, aye.
Lee Johnson can sort them out.
Right. I'll just before coming here, we've got a live chat, but I'll just ask you to score predictions. Dino, you correctly says 1 at the Wigan. Jacob, can you remember your score prediction?
No, sorry.
Well, I said 3-0 to Sunderland, so I was miles away. My mistake, your score prediction, do you remember?
10-0.
Michael?
2-1 Wigan.
2-1 Wigan. Conrad?
I was going for my 4th 1-1 in a row. Right, Jill, come here. I'll just go to the live chat. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Obviously, hit the like button, please, and please subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done so. And also, if you subscribe, just give us a shout. Put in the live chat, and I'll give you a shout out. Clayton Edwards says Pearson wanted the job. Well, I'm not too sure about that, but I would have liked Pearson. Brian Watson, come on lads, cheer up! You all look so glum. Adam Finch,
Apologies.
Do you really think we can sell any of that crap? Hell couldn't sell. Cameron Monk, obviously he's waiting for these vice, says Lee Johnson, I would.
Oh,
Philly, are you Philly's not watching?
Mason, you've got to watch out. Lee's coming on the door.
Matt McNamee says, I thought McGeady was okay for not playing for ages. McGeady, I thought he was a yard off the pace. I think it's going to take the time before he gets his sharpness back. He did have a chance, didn't he? But Thean SEFC says, yeah, McGeady did okay, to be fair. He was trying, unlike the rest of the team. Glyn Jones says, this team's crying out for pace, especially up front. I will come to that later on. Clinton Everett says, spot on, Dino. Jacob, yesterday, Sunderland 0, Wigan 1. Wigan haven't won in 14 games. They come to the Stadium of Light. And what do they do? They get a win to kickstart their season. What do you mean to the game, mate?
Well, like Dino said, the way you've been playing recently, it was sort of expected, to be honest. We've just got so much lack of quality, especially from some of our experienced players in that squad at the moment. I mean, getting beat off the side at home who are bottom of the table. I mean, I got called a fake fan last night by someone on Twitter. Are you surprised? To be honest, what is there to be? He was saying that I should show more positivity, but come on, we've just been beaten off the side at home who are bottom of the table. There's no positive from that whatsoever. I mean, I do.
Ty from Arsenal Fan TV, didn't he? Want you to be the Ty? Positivity all the time.
No, I wouldn't go as far as that, but I do regret on the match review that I did with you and Michael yesterday, Sean, that I did call out some players for some of their poor performances yesterday, but right now, I'm going to highlight a few others that I forgot to mention. I mean, obviously, I did mention Denver Hume. In the first half, I thought he was very lazy to like try and burst an extra yard of pace to try and cross the ball. He did end up coming off injured in the end, so I hope he's all right. Callum McFadzean was no different, if not worse, when he came on. Couldn't put a decent ball in on the left. Bailey Wright, how easily can you get bullied off the ball for a centre half? I mean, that lad he was up against yesterday, he was a young kid, and he just skinned him and like fired it into the far corner. I mean, you would have thought that someone with a lot more experience who's playing at a higher level would do a lot better. I mean, I like Bailey Wright personally. I think he's one of the better players in the squad, but yesterday he was poor. But saving grace, he worked with Lee Johnson at Bristol City, so hopefully he can get more positive performances out of him. Aidan McGeady, to be honest, should he have really started that game yesterday? For me, it was a little bit desperate, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
You're asking someone at 34 years of age who hasn't kicked the ball in months to come and start a game because the rest of the players on the pitch are that poor. I know he's the only one that could inject a little bit of quality into the side when you need it most. But for me, I would have felt he would be a far more effective option coming off the bench yesterday rather than starting him, to be honest. I mean, he hasn't kicked a ball in months.
Good point.
I can't get my head up. People are saying also that I want to see 4-4-2. I want to see us go for it a little bit more. I mean, have we really got the players to play an effective 4-4-2 system? I mean, Chris Maguire, people are saying he's been playing poor recently, which he has, but him on the right-hand side, it does not work. It doesn't work at all. And when I say playing 4-4-2, I'm talking about the players we've currently got available right now, because I know the likes of Lyndon Gooch and Luke O'Nien are currently out injured at the moment. They're not going to be back for a month. Lee Johnson, I'm guessing he'll have a system in place, which he'll believe is the right system that can take these players forward and get results over the next few weeks. But he needs to get this team to start scoring more goals now. It's getting to a point where it's becoming ridiculous, and also getting clean sheets as well. Will Grigg, I couldn't care less now how good your movement is or how good your hold-up play is. Start putting the ball in the back of the net. Seriously.
But his movement and his hold-up play isn't very good.
Yeah, exactly.
None of it's good. All of it's rubbish.
I mean, there's times I've said that Will Grigg, like in pre-season, he looks a different player. He's lost weight, but do it when it matters most. As a striker, you should be judged on scoring goals. We said the same about Charlie White last season. Max
all right
Power,
in pre-season when you're playing League Two teams.
Oh, exactly. Max Power, once again, Sean, your best mate, sitting too deep with the ball. Like, should Max Power be played in a lot more, in a better role further up the pitch? But even when he's in that role, he doesn't do it to the best of his ability either. He has got a decent shot on him, but it's always sideways and back. Josh Scowen taking corners, get it over the first man, for God's sake. Next game, if he tries to take a corner, I want Aidan McGeady to run over to the corner flag and literally shove him off the ball. Honestly, you're taking corners from now on. I don't want Josh Scowen anywhere near them at all. Joke. And how many rubbish corners did he put in yesterday? A disgrace. Lee Johnson's got a lot of work with that team, but it'd be interesting to see what team he picks, because I did an interview with Tom White from Sky Sports News today. That'll be out on the channel tomorrow. I was saying his work's going to be leading up to that big game against Lincoln next Saturday, but I forgot about the Papa John's Pizza Trophy game against Oldham on Tuesday. What team selection does he put out for that? I mean, this season should be all about promotion, personally. I know it's a little bit sad that we shouldn't take the cup games seriously, but I am expecting a lot better performance on Tuesday night from some players if they're picked compared to the performance they put in on Saturday.
Cheers, Jacob. Let's go back to the live chat before I come to the man mistake. Willie Philly says, Karen Monk would what with the question marks? So you've seen that comment. Bradley Young says, well done to Dino for getting the 1-0 right. Yep, Dino was the only one who got it right as well.
I didn't get a congratulations for 3 weeks in a row of 1-1. Jesus, he gets one result. Well done, Dino. Well done.
Matthew Little says, Jacob, I don't blame him at all. The team is absolutely abysmal. Some fans are just silly. Thean says, only McLaughlin and McGeady gets any credit from me. He also says, maybe scamming for work rate, but no end product. And then that's my issue. Remember, if you've just joined in or if you're in the live chat, hit the like button and please subscribe to our channel. And also, there's a competition going at the minute. It's on our Twitter page. Just subscribe to our channel, screenshot that you subscribe, tag 4 people in, show it on the Twitter page, and then you'll be in the hat for the draw, which will be next Sunday and it ends next Saturday. So please do that. My mistake yesterday, just a reoccurrence of another terrible display by Southern Football Club. What's your thoughts on the game, mate?
Well, our own downfall, weren't we? Let's face it, 78% possession, was it? We didn't play that well, and we still dominated the match with 78% possession. That proves how bad Wigan were, really. Barely right. You know, I don't think he was easily brushed off the ball. He gave the ball to the attacker. He could have just hoofed the ball clear. A defender is to clear his lines. He had the ball at his feet. The first touch should have been to get it away from the goal. He took a touch. He was complacent. Their player nipped in, scored a great finish. Burge only had one thing to do. That was pick the ball out of the back of the net all afternoon. I mean, Flanagan wasn't that good. Wright wasn't that good. McLaughlin was only so. He's a bit slow. Hume crossing the ball in the box. Absolutely diabolical crosses in the box. I hope he gets fit soon. Hamstring injury, out for a while. The midfield, like we all know, it's slow. There's nothing at all coming from the midfield that drives through the centre of the park. We've only got one plan. And again, even though with the new manager and the players are just brainwashed to do the same thing, give it to the wingers, get it down the byline, and that's all they can do. I mean, we're going to slag off Grigg till the cows come home, but let's face it, you're going to pump them balls up in the air with snow on. How is Will Grigg going to beat the defenders? How is it possible for a bloke that size to rise above those big strapping defenders to get their head on the ball? The crosses, our final ball in the box is the worst I've ever seen. It's absolutely terrible. How many chances do we get to put the ball in the box? And it's the same thing. Up in the air, come down with snow. Do we ever drill the ball low into the box? Well, Will Grigg needs the ball at his feet. He needs the ball at his feet, for God's sake. McGeady came in. That was Lee Johnson putting a statement out saying, I'm my own man. Never mind what anybody else thinks. I'll play who I want to play. He wanted to see McGeady from the start. He's seen McGeady. He had one shot, went to the side netting, and one shot there, keeper made a good save. Scowen was busy. Again, he just wants to go out wide. He had one shot, keeper made a save. He had a kind of like header. He should have scored. He should have scored with that header. Let's face it. The keeper, he headed down into the ground. I mean, let's face it, it was a poor header altogether. Maguire's lost the form completely. He needs to go on the bench, full stop. Does Ledbetter take corners for me? I mean, Scowen kind of take corners. McGeady's corners were no better. They were no better. So all round, we all underperformed yesterday. It was only the keeper you kind of slag off. But all round, the whole team underperformed yesterday. And we still dominated the match with 78 possession. What does that say? Lee Johnson's got a really hard job. For me, against the Papa John Trophy Oldham game, you play the kids. Let Lee Johnson play the youngsters, see what they're made of. On the bench, McFadden came on. It wasn't that much better. Sanderson didn't get a game. Maybe it's time for Sanderson to come in. Diamond came on. Again, it's just all wing play, non-effective. Dobson never got a game for the reason he's not very good. Embleton came on. Maybe Embleton should start on Tuesday against Oldham. Definitely start Embleton on Tuesday. Start Diamond on Tuesday. Start Dan Neil on Tuesday. It's time now for Lee Johnson to learn about his squad, to learn the weaknesses and what he needs to bring in the January window, because we need something to happen differently. He said he likes to get the ball forward really fast, but he hates hoofed football. He wants the ball on the ground, quick passing as quick as possible into the box. None of this thumbing up in the air with snow on it. I mean, we haven't got Charlie White on the pitch who can head the ball. Charlie White scored a few goals this season with headers. Will Grigg cannot do that. What's the point of putting snow on the ball for Will Grigg? It's stupid. But end of the day, like I said before, it's all been instilled at the team. This is what the team's been taught over the last year. It's going to be a little while before they get out of these bad habits.
Thanks for that, my mistake. Before I come to you, Michael, I'll just go to the live chat. Johnny Thorne says, Jacob back with everything there. Jordan Willis has been a massive miss at the back. No surprise we can't keep a clean sheet with him in the side. It's a good point, not like. Albert Robinson says, no promotion this season. Andrew Eddie says, Lee Johnson has nothing on our way, Philly. Andrew Robinson says, Conrad, you're a jinx, mate. Ha, ha, ha. No, it's not. It's because the players are crap.
I mean, I even admit it's fully me. If we don't beat Oldham, it is fully me.
Theoden there says, was it that mistake from Bailey? Bailey was disgraceful. Kyle Willis says, crying out for pace in the team. Clinton Edwards, hopefully as a plan B. And well, that's something what obviously the previous manager Partons had never plan B, did he? Let's be honest. Michael, your thoughts on the game on Saturday, mate? 1-0 to Wigan.
Yeah. Well, put it this way, the result had me very flat afterwards. It was just nothing. I was just feeling empty for the rest of the night. I think I'm now of the realization that to get into the top two, I don't think our squad's good enough to do it. I think that it's fair to expect our squad to be in around just below the playoffs, maybe in it, I would say. I think for this particular game, and just in case anyone tries to say, oh, you can't, it wasn't surprised that we can beat us. Well, I actually predicted us to lose. So we'll just put that out there straight away. But let's be real, the players we had should be expecting to win yesterday. The fact that Wigan had one shot, scored it, and it's the same old problem. And again, as much as Dino's right about going forward, again, keeping clean sheets is just as important. I think people underestimate it. We gave Wigan something to hang on to, and we just couldn't break them down. And that's something we need to learn to start doing. We need to learn to start playing things through the middle and actually stop being so one-dimensional all the time. We need to, and a lot of it, and the two key words I keep going on about, taking responsibility. Hardly anyone in the Sunderland shirt, in my opinion, took responsibility. To an extent, I believe that the effort was there, but I also think that, I can't remember who it was that said something about Power playing to the best of his ability, and that sums it up exactly for me. Playing to the best of your ability. Now, McGeady, I didn't expect it from 100% because Parkinson was stupid enough to ostracize him from the rest of the team, and I'm saying that from a cultural perspective, not necessarily because of the player on the pitch. But you can't defend losing at home to Wigan. Now, I know, obviously Doncaster and Portsmouth both lost to them, but even with our confidence being low, Wigan's would have been even lower. They hadn't won in 14 games. They were comfortable. Well, I wouldn't say comfortably, but they were fairly a couple of points off even second bottom. So really, if those players didn't go into the game expecting to win it and saying we should be winning it without being complacent, obviously, then there's something wrong mentality-wise. But as Terry said, Phil Parkinson's ways are still ingrained in this team. It's going to take quite a while for that to actually shift and go towards attacking players. And for me, at this point, even if you go back onto the pace and power thing, we're probably going to have to bide our time until January. Hopefully, we don't get cut too far adrift, and then, even then, we're not going to buy anyone really because of the money thing. But it doesn't matter. You could use the loan market, and even with the salary cap, use the loan market with, say, 19, 20-year-old players. There'll be players at, say, Liverpool, at Man City, or whoever else.
And they won't want to come here either.
Sorry?
And they won't want to come here either. Sorry.
Well, we're really screwed. That's the mentality for them.
Yeah.
The fact is, there'll be people who are ready to come into this league. I know Lewis Morgan didn't, but yeah, Lewis Morgan, I won't get started on him because he's a bell end. When you look at all the other players, there's going to be players there that you could get in for the rest of the season. Lee Johnson has got a job on his hands. He's got a job in his hands changing the mentality of a lot of those players. I think there is something that could be worked with this team if you add key elements to it. I think there could be an element of a spine there. But like I said, it's even Bailey Wright. What was he doing for the goal? What was he doing for it? Just hoof it. I know it's easy for me to say in hindsight, but just get rid of it. And that's actually the second time, I think, in recent games that Bailey Wright has tried to be fancy with it. If you remember Doncaster, Conrad said it spot on in the live stream for that game. He tries to chest it rather than just clear it. And in that situation, it's more criminal because that's the 93rd minute. You hoof that, we get a 1-0 win.
Yeah,
now,
he tried to touch it and missed it.
I mainly blame Parkinson's tactics or lack thereof for that result, but it still was a factor. Bailey Wright needs to step up because I think he's really underperformed in recent games. Chris Maguire is another one who I think that he's just going missing. Whoever it was that said it, I think is right. I think Maguire's got to really start taking responsibility because we know he's capable of better than what he's producing at the moment. Even if you don't expect it every game, I expect it a bit more than he's delivering at the years at the moment. Tuesday's game, in some respects, for Johnson is a perfect game because it's a perfect chance to play even enough first to get a few youngsters in, obviously, but play enough of your first team to give them an idea of what you want from them over the course of a 90 minutes, now that you will have had a couple of training sessions. And it's a low-pressure game, let's be honest. If we get knocked out, I think what people would be mainly bothered about is the performance. Obviously, look, you're not going to go out wanting to lose the game, of course, but if you lose, it's a lesser pressure game. So for me, just use it. Use it that way. But Lincoln, but just get through Tuesday. You use the players you've got, get the right tune out of them, and then just keep going till January. Let's just wait and see what happens.
Right, cheers, Michael. Obviously, we're going through this quite a lot. So we've only got 15 minutes left. So, and I've got a few topics to get through. So we'll have to try and get through quicker. Conrad will come to you in a minute. Let's go back to live chat. Chris Scott says we missed Virgil van Wyk. Bradley Young says, are you doing a live stream on Tuesday? Yes. Jacob will be hosting the show on Tuesday with Conrad, and hopefully Dino will be on as well. So fingers crossed. So yes, we definitely will be doing a live stream on Tuesday. So tune into that, please. John says Sean's fake tan runs quicker than what we have. Please hit the like button if you already haven't done so, and obviously please subscribe, spread the word. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost a penny. We're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. We couldn't do it without your help. So please subscribe to our channel. I'm like a broken record, but please just do it. Spread the word, and we'll love you to the end of time. Anyway, Conrad, on Saturday, we're down in the dumps. It's 8 games now where we haven't won, and we to top it off as well, bottom of the side, Wigan, we haven't won in 14 games, come to the stadium night, and the win 1-0. It was soul destroying, wasn't it, after the game?
Yeah, and it's all my fault apparently. Since we start. No, I agreed with what Terry was saying, because we were saying it on the stream as well. Every ball we put into the box was just, I don't know who they were looking at. They were expecting like some 12-foot man to be stood there. I think every one of them was just going high over everyone. Grigg was sandwiched in the middle of like 4 defenders, and no one else was getting in with it. But no one even coming in the back post to try and like feed off the scraps that are coming in or anything there. I thought McLaughlin did a good game going forward, but every time he got into a position to cross the ball, it was just, they're not aiming for anyone. They're just literally just putting it in the box every single time. No one aims for a player. It's like we've always said about Hume. He'll get past a man and then he'll just pass it in. He doesn't look to see who's actually there. He's just, I'm hitting that space. That's where it's going every time. But Bailey Wright as well. It's been funny how he's suddenly been like what we thought of was an amazing centre-back. And then ever since Jordan Willis has gone,
yeah, good point.
He's not seen that way anymore. Ever since the Pompey game where he sort of got a bit found out there, it just makes, he seems like he actually might work better in the 3 where he gets to cover the other 2. Maybe he can't fit into a 4, but I hope he can, because I'd rather play the 4 at the back. I actually thought Hume did all right as a first-time left back and not a left wing back, but that's just me. Again, Scowen, no end product at all. Yes, he was busy, but he wasn't actually sort of doing it. When he got in the box, he was just missing, or his corners were dreadful. Ledbetter should be on corners, or maybe McGeady on them as well. But you know, if you can't even beat the first man, should you really be in the first team? Like it's the simple. Like, I'm pretty sure I could take a corner and get it past the first man. I'm not saying I had to hit anyone on my team, but even if you put it into put it in the danger zone, like players will then have to make their own effort to get on the ball. You put it into an area, then it's up to the players to get to the ball sometimes on there, you know. But if you can't even beat the first man, what's the point to it? Grigg, it doesn't matter. I don't think we were giving him the ball that much, because when we've given him the ball in his little runouts, he's missed every single time. He can't hit the target. And it's the same with Danny Graham, except Danny Graham doesn't get into the positions to get these shots on goals. How long does anyone know is Wyke out for?
A couple of weeks, I think, Conrad. I think obviously Gooch and
09 for a long time.
They out for months.
It's more so. It sounds bad to say this December is mainly we just need to keep up with the rest.
In contention,
so that then in January we can get the pace he's talking about. I mean, you get some power in pace and power in our team, so that then we can actually. Because even when I use this example a lot, but in Sam Allardyce's January, when we were in the Premier League, of course, there. He didn't go out and buy a whole new team. He bought 3 players that complemented our already existing things. He bought a centre-back to play with Kabul. He bought Kirchhoff to sit in front of the defence, and he bought a left-sided creative player. He didn't go out and go, right, I need 12 new players, just get everyone out, I'll keep Defoe. He was like, this will fit into our team. We might only need a few little additions that will make this team work.
Yeah.
So it's a case of December, we just need to stay in it. We need to stay in and keep up.
In the round, in the mix.
Yeah, because it's going to be a weirder one, but especially, I heard it earlier on, so it's not my point here. After January, teams will be a lot harder to beat because they'll know where they are and what they want. So you've got to imagine you're chasing the playoffs, and you don't want to get beat by us if we're sort of coming up. You'll be happy to get a draw, keep us at arm's length. Or same with teams at the bottom. They're going to go, right, well, I'm already out the zone. Let's just hold on to this. Teams become harder to beat in the second half of the season. And if we can't beat them now, it's going to be a tough second half as well.
Jake, you want to be in there, mate?
Yeah, just building on from what Conrad said about Sam Allardyce when he brought in those 3 players in January. Like, was it Wabi Kazri, Lamine Kone, and I know Kirchhoff as well. Yeah, that's it. That type of management, it reminds me a lot of when Brian Clough was at Derby County, when he was working with Peter Taylor, his assistant. In the 70s, that team that went on to win the league, he brought was it John McGovern, Dave Mackay,
Dave Mackay, the skewer in the shish kebab.
Yeah, exactly. That scene from the Damn United. Yeah, it just that sort of management. If you bring in like 3 key players that can just influence a team and work in like a winning system. Yeah, exactly. Then it works wonders. That type of management from Sam Allardyce reminded me so much of the legend Brian Clough.
Yeah, honestly. You don't need a whole new team if you can find who will work with what you have.
Mm-hmm. Good point, Nancy. Yeah, good point. Obviously, what's it? I was going to say again there. I totally lost it.
Nah, you're actually.
I got the live chat anyway. I was going to see if you want to see my view of the game. You'll just tune into our thing. I kicked off a bit on Saturday. The reactions are. I kicked off a bit.
Jesus Christ, man!
Just go and watch that. I was well angry.
Likewise.
David Algar says deserves 5,000 easily. Chris Scott says no power in the team. Taffy
Sean, sorry, I've got to say Keith Parker messaged me and said hello to every one of us on the show. I forgot to mention it twice.
Hello, Keith. Hello, Keith. Again, man.
Obviously, we're running out of time, lad, so come try and please rattle through this quick. But I'll get to Dino first. Dino, and then we'll just try and think through quick, and then I'll get the next one. Is this squad good enough, for the top 2 or the playoffs? And in January, surely, Dino, we've got to invest in January.
Well, I'm sure I see on my predictions for the team that we wouldn't even make playoffs. I didn't think we'd be able to make.
You did, yeah. You did, definitely.
No, I don't think it is. January, I think we'll do fuck all. I honestly believe we'll do nothing in January. I think because we don't know what's going on with takeovers and that, so I don't think we'll invest. If we do, it'll be one lone player who will never play, like a Kazim Sterling or something. That's all it'll be.
Right, Michael?
Yeah, I've said that. I think it's okay, I'm missing something.
Get off your pit PlayStation.
Sorry.
Did you get the question, Michael?
Oh, yeah, you want it, right? Okay. Like I said, I've written off top 2. Haven't written off. You can't be mathematically where we are off the top 6 and write that off. But at the end of the day, that isn't good enough unless you win the playoffs. And in January, we need to get some really good loan deals because we're not going to invest any money. 1, the salary cap with the wages, and 2, because John was a cheapskate tight arse anyway. So, and that's assuming he's still here. So, nah. Go on.
Yeah, my mistake.
Look, it's never over to the fat lady sings, and we're quite a way off. We're quite a way off the pace at this moment in time. Is the squad good enough? We've got plenty of young talent in the squad that Lee Johnson will use and will find. There's no reason why not. We have to believe we can still get in the playoffs, still reach the top 2. It seems a way off now, but stranger things happen. And Lee Johnson has the knack of getting a good run together. It just takes 4 or 5 of victories together, back-to-back victories, and we'll soon climb up this table. So yes, why not believe? Why not?
Jacob, your thoughts on that?
Completely agree what Terry was saying. We do have a lot of talented youth players at this club, and particularly with what category is the academy of, like category A?
Yeah, still.
Yeah,
Category one.
Not many clubs have that, and this was it. Lee Johnson coming in with the new sporting director. We have to use this now to the best of our ability. I think
he said it was a big reason why he didn't.
Yeah,
mention
exactly.
It.
Honestly, that they just have to use this as a platform to build on now. And I know people can have a go at some of the young players in the side at the moment if they have an off day, but then again, are these players just playing with a lot of low confidence at the moment because of the more experienced lads around them are not doing the same? That's what it is. I mean, we've seen significant improvement off the pitch from our under 23 side this season. That could be another platform to build on as well. Just it's about how quickly you take them to that next level as players, but also making sure they become first team regulars and they are given the best chance.
Yeah, I'll just quickly go on to that. I thought, come to you, Conrad. Clayton Edwards down by Easter. Tommy Macken says, scared to think we have 9 points from the relegation zone. Oh, Jesus Christ. Didn't see that.
Well, that's all right. We only need a few more wins to stay up. It's okay.
Nah, a few 1-1 draws.
Believe in the dream, Terry. Colin Major. David Algar said, credit to Lee Johnson for having the bottle to take on the job. Yeah, you've got to give him that, I suppose. Remember to hit the like button as well and subscribe to our channel, please. It's absolutely free. Doesn't cost a penny. Conrad, what's your feelings on that topic?
I've forgotten what it was. I was going to say though. Go on.
Are we good enough to? Is this squad good enough? Top 2 playoffs in January. Surely we must invest.
If we were just left like this and we didn't have a January coming in, no, we would end about 9th, maybe again. So we would chase it, but I don't think we would fall short. I still think we stay in the game for another month and we get a couple of additions in, and that can help us get to place. I don't think we're not catching Hull, as I've already said. We're not catching Hull in first place now. You have to aim for second place, because if you fall short, you've got 4 other places to give yourself a chance at going up. I will say as well, though, we're 9 points off of being like in the relegation zone. Arsenal are only 7 points off of being in the relegation zone as well. So Michael and Jacob will be fuming.
Oh, God.
Mike, you want to get in there, mate?
I didn't think you'd
It
throw
was
that.
a completely different topic, but that was quite fun.
I'd kill where they are now.
They'll tell you they have it tough, apparently. Bollocks. But anyway, speaking of clubs that do have it tough, because we played them at the weekend, let's hope Wigan's takeover thing gets sorted, because the EFL have treated them disgracefully and need to have a good hard look at themselves. But hopefully Wigan fans have a club in long term to support.
Well, quickly ask on my view on the squad. I think there's a lot of players underperforming. I'll be honest. Top 2 seems a million miles away at the minute, but playoffs, we should be hitting the playoffs. But this squad's massively, underachieving for me. I don't think anybody's playing to the potential, but I do obviously sometimes looking and say, well, are they good enough? I still think they can get in the playoffs, but I think January is absolutely massive and it's crucial. For me, it's January's. We need to bring in 3 or 4 players that will make a difference in January. Dino. I'm just coming to the point. Dino said about the strikers, and he's bang on actually. Charlie White scored 5 goals. Will Grigg, Danny Graham, and O'Brien scored 9. That says it all. Do you know what I mean? It's not good enough. Lads, just quickly as well. Lee Johnson, are you all happy with the appointment? Yes or no? Dino?
Not overwhelmed, put it that way.
Jacob?
Yes, considering he's a head coach and he's working under a sporting director.
Conrad?
Yes. Whatever your question was, yes.
Are you happy with Lee? Are you happy with Lee Johnson?
Oh, right.
Yeah. My mistake.
Yeah,
Michael,
definitely.
Are you happy with it?
Michael, there's another mad mistake there.
No, I'm saying, Michael, are you happy with the appointment? Yes or no?
I thought you were talking about a mad mistake there. Yeah, I am. With considering with the head coach role in the league we're in, yes.
Just one last topic I've missed loads out because I've only got a couple minutes left. It's basically, can you remember in August when Nick Barnes said on the radio, BBC Newcastle, right? He says back in August there was a consortium, that was in exclusivity, and it was with the EFL. That was in August, What happened to that? And what if this one is also the same and it goes nowhere? Do you know what I mean? Dino, just quickly.
I've always says now it's going to happen. It's always going to be the same. And I've said I want to see some solid proof. I'm sick of the newspapers saying, "Oh, this is happening," because it's always bullshit. Simple as that. I'm sick of the bullshit. Just come out and say we're taking over or not. So for me, it's fucking bullshit.
Right, quickly, Michael. Quickly on that. Quickly.
I'm same as Dino. I'm sick of hearing about it. Once it's done, it's done.
Conrad, I think you're the same. You don't want to talk about my mistake. Got any points on that or not?
Apparently, this Louis de Freitas is having a big say in what's going on at the club at this moment in time. But I think it's sort of smoke screen. I think of trying to put the wool over our eyes.
Yeah.
David Donald, man, we all know what you're about. Charlie Medfin, he's in my cupboard, locked away, never to be seen again. But it's all bullshit. Let's face it.
Jacob, quickly on that.
The ownership situation should be shelved for now. Right now, the only thing we can think about is Lee Johnson giving the best to all these players in terms of his management to get better results on the pitch.
Mm-hmm. Conrad, do you want to have a little quick comment on that or not? No, right. Anyway,
just a straightforward nope.
It does not interest me in the slightest. I've had enough. No.
Anyway, that's just about wraps everything up tonight on the Sunday Punch. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for your comments. Obviously, sorry if I couldn't read them all out because there's absolutely loads. There was 200 odd people in at one time. Please subscribe to our channel. And also, Tuesday, Jacob is hosting the show, live streaming of the Papa John's Trophy against Oldham with Conrad. Fingers crossed, Dino work permitted. So for myself, Sean Middleton, Conrad Lee, Dino Elgard.
Sean, Terry wants in.
Go on, Terry.
Jacob.
Sean, next live stream you do with Michael Bowers, give Conrad a big hug. Conrad a big hug.
Yeah, he deserves
really
it.
sad
He
today.
deserves it.
He looks really sad.
Nah,
We're in a pandemic, man. We can't.
I've got a feeling on Tuesday we're going to beat Oldham, and that's going to be.
Can you imagine if we don't, though?
Imagine Oldham 2,
imagine?
Sunderland 1. Yeah,
Nice.
doing an investigation into Conrad.
I think Philly will send me a pink slip.
Dino might be our lucky mascot because Dino comes on Tuesday.
I'm not being funny if we can't beat Oldham with
We didn't beat Mansfield.
Dino
Anyway.
looks like he's about to lose the world. If we don't beat Oldham, I'm going to lose my sanity.
Get Conrad his P45.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, thanks to all our lovely subscribers for tuning in tonight. Like I say, sorry if I couldn't read your comments out. There was loads. But we'll see you on Tuesday at what time, Jacob? 5:45?
5:45, yeah.
5:45. We'll see you, obviously you, Conrad, and hopefully Dino. So for myself, Sean Middleton, Conrad Lee, Dino Elgar, Jacob Kirkbride, the one and only Mad Mistake, and Michael Bowers. We'll see you soon. Take care.